Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
As we travel down the river, we all have time to reflect on what hardships Lander must have experienced during his journey. Although most of the team are feeling quite exhausted and badly in need of a rest, our complaints pale in comparison when you consider what Rich and his brother went through. He writes in his journal that by this stage of the journey, they had already encountered electric storms, whirlpools, hippos, crocodiles, and strangely, a hideous female dwarf. Things were about to get worse, however. On the 5th of November, 1830, the Lander brothers saw 50 heavily armed war canoes heading towards them. At first they were overjoyed to see that the canoes were flying the Union Jack. Their joy soon turned to despair, however, as they realised that they were local river pirates. The pirates rammed the Landers' canoe, which then capsized and sank. The brothers were convinced they were going to be killed, but instead the pirates took them hostage and continued downriver. After an uneventful day's travelling, we arrive at Batiji and meet up with the rest of the team at a local guest house.
We're currently in a hotel in Batiji.
Oh, he's gone out.
We've travelled by road today for about an hour and a half from Ilori.
Did you want a drink? You want Simon's
We've
cup?
been to see the Emir, or it's now not called an Emir here, it's called an Etsu, which is just a different cultural name for an Emir. And we've seen him, and we're the advance party to make sure that everything was okay for the team to arrive, but apparently we were a day late, so they're a bit disappointed because they had all loads of people from different villages coming to celebrate. So they've had to rejig, and they're going to do it again for us this afternoon at 4 o'clock.
In order to celebrate our arrival, the local Emir, or Etsu as they are now called, has invited us to come to a regatta. The regatta was a brilliant morale booster, and the next morning we're back on the river preparing for another day. Our destination today is the confluence, where the Benue River joins the Niger. However, it's too far to make in a single day, so we've come prepared to camp out by the banks of the river.
we're just setting up camp. We've spent the day on the river. It's definitely hot, and we've now arrived at a sandy bank, which we thought was an island originally. I don't think it is. It's part of the land, and there have been cattle here at some point. But at the moment, there are us. 3 people have come to visit us from the village across the river. So that's quite nice, and they've said they're happy that we camp on here. And we're setting up the camp. So we've got tents for everybody, including the Nigerian staff, and we're working out mosquito nets and hopefully have a campfire, cook some food and watch the view.
After the camp is set up, we watch the sunset and then get some much needed sleep.
How do you get the poles out? Is there an axe or you just... Just push them out?
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Balancing act.
Yeah, how solid is it? Oh, not bad.
Till it burns down.
Hey,
Did you have a good night's camping, Carolyn?
an interesting night. No, it can't claim to have had that much sleep, but it was certainly an experience. There were an awful lot of mosquitoes and other flies, and even once you got in the tent, it was just so hot. I think everyone found it a bit hot and sticky. But we're all here, we've all made it, and we're just cooking up. We're going to have a cup of tea, some breakfast.
Feels good.
Everyone's getting washed, cleaned up, and hopefully get back on the river within the hour, which would be great.
Once we're back on the river, we finish the journey we started yesterday and arrive at the confluence. When we arrive, we travel to a point where we can truly appreciate the importance of this place to Landers Voyage.
Okay, so we're standing here at the confluence of the Benway and the Niger. This was incredibly important to the Landers because they came here in October 1830, and they were the first white people to actually discover this confluence. They thought it may have been part of the Niger, and they tried to paddle up the river, but they were swept back down by the current. So their discovery really was just about the last piece in the jigsaw of the mystery of the river, because they confirmed that this was the meeting place of the two rivers. This solved the mystery as to whether the Niger in fact had turned eastward again and gone back into the Sahara. This, as I said, major discovery, and from now on they knew that they were heading down towards the sea. In fact, this area is where they first came across a seagull, which I think was one of the first indications that although still a long way to go, they were going in the right direction. So it's a very important spot.
We spend the night at the confluence and the next morning prepare for our penultimate river journey.
The team split up in many ways, more than I'd imagined. We've got the Goodwill boats, we have 6 up to try and keep the speed going. We've got a John Holt boat, which has 3 police and the equipment and fuel. I mean, speak about fuel, we're talking about 310 litres here, just to ensure that we get to our destination by sort of 4 p.m. tomorrow. We have a land team, which is based of a minibus. We hoped it was going to be a 22-seater, but we've got an 18-seater. We've got the Toyota and the police vehicle. Now these 3 land-based vehicles will hopefully see us off, help with the distribution of goods, bags, but then they've got a task of changing some money, going to Agene-Baldi to ensure that there's accommodation for the majority of the team. At the moment we don't know what's actually at that village, if there's sufficient accommodation. But the Goodwill team will go past that destination, maybe 1 or 2 hours, just to ensure an early start tomorrow. I mean, it's now it's 7:45.